Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Greek ebook before it's gone.
Hi everybody, I'm Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphabito Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the Alphabito. Over the next 15 lessons, you'll learn everything there is to know about the reading and writing of modern Greek. By the end, you'll be able to read pretty much anything you like from a Greek book, newspaper, magazine, or website. Are you ready? Then let's start. Πάμε! Modern Greek has only one alphabet of 24 letters, so it's super easy. Once you know this in their upper and lower case and a few combinations, you will be ready to read one of the most ancient languages in the world. As you may know, the Greek writing system is written from left to right, like all Western languages. This means there is one less difficulty in learning how to write Greek. But it gets better. More than half of the Greek uppercase letters are exactly the same as English. Yes, that's right. You're already over halfway done with uppercase letters. Only 10 more to learn. So let's start with the first letter, alpha. Alpha is a vowel and also the first letter of the Greek alphabet. What sound does it make? In Greek, the name of each letter begins with its own sound. This means the sound of alpha is a, as in I am. In Greek, like English, there are always two ways to write a letter, the uppercase and the lowercase. This is the uppercase alpha. Yep, it's the same as the English A. Let's handwrite it. Alpha. And here's the lowercase alpha. This is a little different from English, but you can see the similarities, right? It is handwritten like this. Alpha. Let's do it again. Uppercase and lowercase. You can now write your first letter in Greek. Good! Let's move on. The second letter is a consonant, mi. You might have heard it called mu, but it's not how we say it in Greek. It's mi. The sound of mi is and it looks like m in English, at least in the uppercase form. It is handwritten like this. Mi. And this is the lowercase mi. It's like an English lowercase u, but with a longer line attached to its left. Not that hard, is it? It is handwritten like this. Mi. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. You now know two Greek letters. What can you do with them? By themselves, they form the word ma, which is one way to say but in Greek. For example, in the sentence, ma δεν το ήξερα, which means but I didn't know. So you already have made the first step in making excuses in Greek. Let's write it. Ma. Another thing we can write with alpha and mi is ama, which is one way to say if, as in the expression ama μπορώ, which means if I can. Let's write this too. Ama. The third thing that we can do with ma is to double it, mama, which, as you might have guessed, is the first word most children all over the world learn, mother, or to be more accurate, mom. Mi, alpha, mi, alpha. Not that hard, right? Let's write it. Mama. Now it's time for Stefania's insights. Have you been writing as you watch? Hope so. There's no better way to master the alphabet fast than to write the letters yourself. Another good idea is to make flashcards for each letter and study them whenever you get a chance. That's it for now! Do you know what the simplest question in Greek is? After the next lesson, you will know both what it is and how to write it. See you in the next Alphabito Made Easy lesson. Γεια χαρά! Hi everybody, this is Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphabito Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the alphabito. In our previous lesson, we learned two letters, alpha and mi. Remember them? Good! In this lesson, we'll move on to two more letters, see how they are written, and what we can do with them. Our first letter this time is taf. It's a consonant, and its sound is t. You may have heard it called tau, which is its usual name in English. I'm sure its uppercase form will seem very familiar since it's the same as the English T. This is what taf looks like in uppercase and lowercase. Taf. Taf. Here is taf in uppercase. You should already be an expert at this shape. It is handwritten like this. Taf. And this is what the lowercase taf looks like when it's printed. I think it's easier than the lowercase t in English since it's just an uppercase t but smaller. When it is handwritten, the shape looks a little different, like this. Taf. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form, and here's the lowercase form. Did you get it? I'm sure you already knew how to write this, didn't you? Let's move on to our second letter for this lesson. This is a vowel that you may have heard called iota. In Greek, though, it is called iota, and it makes the sound E. Again, this will look very familiar since its appearance is the same as the English I. This is what the uppercase iota looks like. As I said before, it's exactly the same as the English I. It is handwritten like this. Iota. And this is what the lowercase iota looks like. Iota. Notice how the bottom curves slightly when it's handwritten. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form, and here's the lowercase form. All these were pretty easy, weren't they? Let's see what we can do with them. By themselves, taf and iota spell only one word in Greek, ti. Even though it's a very small word, it's very important and used all the time in Greek because it means what. For example, the first word in the question, τι ώρα είναι, which means what time is it? Other examples of its use are τι θα φάμε or what will we eat? This word is also used in τι κάνεις, which means how are you? So let's write this very important two-letter word, τι. Since these were super easy, let's try something using all four letters we know. Do you remember the first two? They were alpha and mi, right? Let's say them once again. And if we put these two together with taf and iota, what do we have? Mati, which means eye. Easy, huh? And if we add another alpha in the end, we get matia, which is the plural of eye, eyes. Let's write this together. Matia. Now it's time for Stefania's insights. As we said in our previous lesson, the best way to master the alphabito, the Greek alphabet, is by writing it as much as you can. So please don't neglect this. Another great help would be to start trying to recognize the letters you've learned so far in Greek texts. If you can't find any text, you can always check out the transcripts on GreekPod101.com's advanced audio blog lessons. Don't worry if you can't understand the words yet, you will be able to practice recognizing the letters you learn in here. That's it for this lesson. Do you know how to write OK in Greek? Check our next lesson and see for yourselves. It won't be difficult. See you in the next Alphavito Made Easy lesson. Γεια χαρά!
If you want to learn more words so you can speak and understand even more of your target language, there is a super simple way to do this. In fact, it's so simple that most people don't even think of it because it doesn't involve language apps, YouTube videos, or your computer. I'm talking about writing things out by hand. How to learn words and phrases by writing them out. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. Why writing words out helps you pick up languages faster, 2. How to use our free PDF workbooks to practice writing, and much more. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. You probably already know that one of the best ways to master a language is through actually using it and practicing it. And that's where writing things out comes in, because you're using the language when you write it down. And on top of that, the physical act of writing helps your brain remember the words much better than seeing them on screen or typing them out. Now, handwriting may feel slow, but by taking it slow, you actually speed up your learning and master the language faster because you engage more of your brain in the process. So, how can you do this? You can apply this trick to any resource that you're using right now by simply copying out the words and phrases that you come across. The more you write them out, the better they'll stick. With our learning system, you can 1. Practice with our free PDF writing workbooks and worksheets. All members get free access to our PDF writing workbooks and worksheets, which are based on common topics like the alphabet, common nouns, adjectives, greetings, and much more. Inside, you learn the most common words and phrases for that topic, and you get plenty of space to practice writing the words out. And in the last section of the workbook, you'll get tested on the words. You'll see the translations of the words, so you'll have to try and remember the meaning in the target language and write it in. 2. Practice writing with the free Word of the Day emails. Every day, we send you a new word to your email inbox. You get the audio pronunciation, sample sentence, and a picture to help it stick. But you can also just as easily write that word down and do that daily, every time the emails come in. And now you have a simple language routine going that you can stick with. Now, if you want to learn a little more than just words, you can 3. Practice writing out the conversations from our lessons. So, if you want to master entire conversations in your target language, you can also copy out the conversations from our audio and video lessons by hand. And this will help you master words, phrases, and grammar rules all at once, since you're not just writing out words, but actual lines. Just scroll down to the dialogue section of a lesson to see the conversation. So, if you want to get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools.
Hi everybody, this is Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphavito Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the alphavito. In our previous 2 lessons, we covered 4 letters: alpha, mi, taf, and iota. Have you been practicing them? Today we'll learn 2 more. After this, we will have covered a quarter of the Greek alphabet. So let's go! Our first letter this time is again a consonant, kappa. Its sound is k, and it looks like this. Here's an uppercase kappa. Yes, it's the same as the English K. It is handwritten like this, kappa. And this is what the lowercase kappa looks like. Like taf, it's easier than the lowercase English k since it's an uppercase K, but smaller. It is handwritten like this, kappa. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. Let's move on to our second letter for this lesson. This is a vowel called omicron, which makes the sound O. Again, this will look very familiar since its appearance is the same as the English O, both in uppercase and lowercase. This is what the uppercase omicron looks like, exactly the same as the English O. It is handwritten like this, omicron. And this is what the lowercase omicron looks like. Nothing to remember, right? It is handwritten like this, omicron. Let's do that again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. Is there something we could do with just kappa and omicron? Not much besides the all too familiar OK. Yes, Greeks use that too, especially in internet communication. You just write the two letters together as you would in English, and also like English, it's better to write them in uppercase. Let's write it together, shall we? OK. OK is, well, OK. But let's try a word that uses letters from all the past lessons. Kati, which means something. For example, in the sentence Θέλω να φάω κάτι, meaning I want to eat something. Let's write this word together. Kati. Another word also useful in everyday communication is the word komati, meaning piece, as in Θέλω ένα κομμάτι πίτα. I want a piece of pie. Let's write komati using all the letters we have learned by now. Komati. As you can see, in komati, the mi is doubled. This happens for grammatical reasons we explain in our language lessons on GreekPod101.com. You have been studying them too, right? So let's see all the letters we have learned so far. Alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, and omicron. Not that hard, are they? Now it's time for Stefania's insights. You may have noticed that the letters up to this point are not that hard since variations of them appear in the English alphabet. But please remember that the small differences are important. Even though most Greeks will understand a lowercase kappa written just like a lowercase English k, the correct way to write it is with a shorter vertical line. Don't neglect this detail. It will make your Greek writing much more natural. Before I leave you, here's a question. What is the world's longest number? Everybody knows it by its Greek name, which isn't the name of a dessert. Got it? Check out our next lesson and learn what I'm talking about. See you in the next Alphavito Made Easy lesson. Γεια χαρά! Hi everybody, this is Stefania. Welcome to GreekPod101.com's Alphavito Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Greek alphabet, the alphavito. In the last 3 lessons, we covered 6 letters: alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, and omicron, which I'm sure you remember very well since they are almost identical to the English A, M, T, I, K, and O. So this time I thought we could try something a little more challenging. How about 2 letters unique to Greek in appearance? It might sound difficult, but I think you can manage. Our first letter is the consonant P. It sounds exactly the same as the English letter P, but it's written in a different way. Let's have a look at it. Here is what the uppercase P looks like. It is handwritten like this. P. And this is how the lowercase p looks like. It's almost the same as the uppercase P, but you notice that the horizontal line is a little longer. It is handwritten like this. P. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. And here's the lowercase form. For anyone who has done math, the lowercase p will seem immediately familiar since it's the famous impossibly long number starting with 3.14. Most English speakers call it pi, but now you know its real name is p. It comes from the first letter of the Greek word peripheria, meaning the circumference of a circle. But enough with math! You're here to learn how to write Greek, right? So let's move on to our second letter for this lesson. It's another consonant, but very important to the writing of the Greek language. In English, it's often called sigma, but in Greek, it's sigma and makes a s sound. Interestingly enough, this letter has three forms, one in uppercase and two in lowercase. It's the only letter with this peculiarity, and this happens because it is often used as a final letter in Greek, which is when you use the third shape. This is what the uppercase sigma looks like. It is handwritten like this. Sigma. And here's the lowercase sigma. It's like an omicron, but with a small line protruding to the right. It is handwritten like this. Sigma. And this is what the ending sigma looks like. It is similar to the English S, isn't it? It is handwritten like this. Sigma. Let's do it again. Here's the uppercase form. Here's the lowercase form. And here's the ending sigma. Now let's see what we can do with the letters we have learned so far. In our first lesson, we used mi and alpha to write mama, or mom, right? So how about we write the Greek word for dad? With the letters from this lesson, we have everything we need. The word is babas. Let's write it. Babas. If you notice that mi and p together actually sound like b, you were right. In Greek, we don't have a separate letter for the sound b, so we form it using mi and p. This is a little bit complicated, but we'll go over it in detail in the last lesson of this series, which is all about double consonants. Don't worry, if you learn the single letters, double ones won't be a problem, I promise. Is there something more simple we can write with these letters? Well, there is. Actually, something very useful. How about the word poto, meaning drink, as in πάμε για ένα ποτό, or let's go for a drink. Here it is, poto, and it's handwritten like this. Poto. Okay, you've made it through 4 lessons. Let's have a look at all the letters we have learned. Alpha, mi, taf, iota, kappa, omicron, p, and sigma. Not bad, huh? Now it's time for Stefania's insights. An alphabet has many letters, but not all letters are created equal. The letters you've learned so far are the most commonly used in Greek. So even though you only know a third of the letters, you'll be able to read a lot more than a third of Greek texts. The ending sigma, in particular, pops up a lot. Try this. Print some text from a Greek website and mark all the ending sigmas red. How many did you count in one page? Up until now, we've seen familiar letters. Are you ready for an exotic-looking one? There is a letter resembling the symbol of the legendary Greek god of the sea, Poseidon. Care to see how it looks? Check out our next Alphavito Made Easy lesson. Γεια χαρά!
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Greek ebook before it's gone.